Namaskar students. In this video, we will discuss some laws regarding algebra of sets. We have discussed in our live sessions the operations which can be performed on sets. We have discussed what we mean by the union of two sets, then about the intersection operation, complement of the set. We have discussed the concept of the difference, that how we define the difference of these two sets A and B, A difference B. So for these operations, set operations, union, intersection, complement, difference, we have some laws. So we will be discussing these laws one by one, and we will be talking that how we can prove these laws, that what strategy will be used for proving these laws for algebra of sets. So the first law for the algebra of set is idempotent law. And we have here two laws. One is for the union operation and another one is for the intersection operation. We are considering here any set A, and when we are considering here the union A, then by the idempotent law, we can check it with the Venn diagram also. This union will come as A. And similarly, if we take the intersection of A with A, this will also come as A. Now, after the idempotent law, the next law which we have here, which we will be talking in context of the sets, is commutative law. In commutative law, we need two sets here. So if you're considering here two sets, say A and B, and we are considering the operation as union operation, then whether we find A union B or we find out the B union A, both will give us the same set. So the union will be same. The order doesn't matter whether we are finding the A union B or B union A, we will be getting the same set. And this commutative law for intersection of sets, it is also applicable. If we find out this A intersection B, and if we find out B intersection A, then again the left hand side and right hand side, they will be giving the same set. But this commutative law, it is not valid for the difference operation. If we talk about this A difference B, then this A difference B, it is not equal to B difference A. This we have already discussed when we were discussing the concept of difference of sets. So these two are the commutative laws. These are satisfied for the union and intersection operation. Then the next one is the associative law. Now for the associative law, we need three sets, because the associative law came in picture when we have three elements and we want to perform any operation on them. Then we have to decide that in which order we need to perform the operation. So here again we have two associative laws, one for the union operation and another one is for the intersection operation. So if I write down here the associative law for the union operation, then it is defined like this: A union B union C, this is equal to A union B union C. And if we write down the associative law for the intersection operation, then it will be like this: whether we are finding firstly the intersection of B and C, and then we are taking this intersection of A and B intersection C, it will be the same as this right hand side. In the right hand side, we are firstly evaluating the intersection of A and B, and then we are finding its intersection with the set C. So here this order doesn't matter. In both of these ways, from this left hand side and the right hand side, we will be getting the same sets. Now come to the distributive law. In the distributive law, we have two operations here. So here are the two operations which we will be considering. That will be a union and the intersection operation. So if you write down here the distributive law, then this A union B intersection C, this can be written as A union B intersection A union C. And the another form for this distributive law is this one: A intersection B union C. It can be written as A intersection B, when we have union, and A intersection C. And then another law, fifth one, is the De Morgan's law. This is the law in which we talk about the complement also. So the first form of the De Morgan law is A union B complement. It can be written as A complement, and this union operation becomes the intersection operation B complement. And the second version will be A intersection B complement. It will be A complement union B complement. Then we have identity laws. In the identity laws, we have here four cases. In the first one, we are taking the union of an arbitrary set A with the null set, and this union will come as again the same set A. That's why we are calling this law as the identity law. And in this second one, we are taking the intersection of A with the universal set, and this intersection will be the set A. Here we are taking the union of arbitrary set A and the universal set U. So here this union will be the universal set U, and in this case, we are taking the intersection of A with the empty set. So this intersection will be here, the null set. It will be phi. Now, the seventh is the complement law. The complement law is here we are taking the union of A and its complement. So it is universal set. We can do the proof of this one. We can prove that this A union A complement will come as universal set. We have the proof for all these. We can prove it very simply. These laws can be proved. And in the second one, we are taking the intersection of A and its complement. So this intersection will be phi. In the third one, we are taking the complement of the universal set. So this complement of the universal set will be phi. And in the third one, we are taking the complement of null set. So we are talking here in terms of universal set. We are talking here all things in terms of the universal set. So if you are talking about the complement of phi of null set, then that complement will be the universal set U. And the last one is the involution law. In this, again, we consider the complement operation. And here we are taking the complement of set A. So it will be A. So we have these laws which can be proved also, and we should be able to verify, we should know that how we can prove these laws. So for proving these laws, what will be our way, what will be our strategy for proving these laws? Uh, we can easily prove these laws. See, here what we have to show in all these laws, we have to show that we have any set which is present on the left hand side, it is equal to the sum set which is on the right hand side. So what we have to do here, we have to show that two sets are equal. So for proving here the equality of two sets, what we need to prove, if we are able to prove somehow that A is the subset of B, and we are also able to prove that the B is subset of A, then from these two, we can conclude that the sets A and B, they are equal. So for proving these laws of algebra of sets, we need to show that the set which is present on left hand side, it is subset of the set which is present on the right hand side, and vice versa, that the set B is subset of set A. And from these two, we can conclude that the given two sets are equal, and we will be able to prove these laws. So in this way, let us here take an so let us take a case of De Morgan's law, and let us see that how we can prove the De Morgan's law, how we can prove that the set which is present on left hand side of De Morgan's law and the set which is present on the right hand side here in the De Morgan's law, they are equal. So here we have to prove this one, that the complement, this is the notation which we are using here for the complement. For the complement, we have one notation for the complement is this one. The another notation is this one where C stands for the complement, and the another one is this one A bar, which again stands for the complement. So here we have that the complement of this union A union B, it can be written in this particular form, that it is the intersection of the complement A complement and B complement. So firstly, we will be showing that this set which is present on left hand side, it is the subset of the set which is present on the right hand side. So for proving this, we will be taking an arbitrary element in the set which is on left hand side. So we have done the same thing here. We are considering an arbitrary element X in this complement A union B complement. Now, if you are saying that any element belongs to the complement, that X is belonging in the complement of A union B, then it means that X, it doesn't belongs to A union B because it is belonging in the complement. Actually, what is our aim here? Somehow from this A union B complement, we want to arrive on this set which is present on the right hand side. So our way, our methodology will be like this, that how we can reach to this set A complement intersection B complement which is present on our right hand side in this law, in this De Morgan's law. So from this we get that X does not belongs to A union B. Now, if you are saying that there is any element which doesn't belongs to union of two sets A and B, X is not belonging in this union. It means X does not belongs to A as well as B. It will not be belonging to the both of these sets A and B. So what we have written the same thing. We have written here that X does not belongs to A and X does not belongs to B. Now, as we want to reach to this one, we want to reach to A complement and B complement. So from this A and B, we will be trying to moving towards the complement. So how we can move towards the complement? If we're saying that X does not belongs to A, it means that X belongs to its complement. So here we have taken the same thing, that here X belongs to its complement, and here we have and as it is, and this X does not belongs to B becomes X belongs to the complement of B. And now if we combine these two, we are saying that X belongs to both A complement as well as B complement. Here we have belongs to, and here we have and. It means that it will be belonging to the intersection of these two sets. Means X will belongs to intersection A complement intersection B complement. So we have started with the set on left hand side. We have considered this X within this set, and we have shown that this element X belongs to the set which is on the right hand side. And from this we can conclude that this A union B complement is subset of A complement intersection B complement, and we have named this as equation 1. Now we will be doing the reverse thing. We will be showing that the set which is present on the right hand side, which is A complement intersection B complement, is the subset of this set is subset of A union B complement. So for proving this, the approach is same, but now we will be considering the element in, we will be considering some element in the set which is present on the right hand side, which is here A complement intersection B complement. So we have named that arbitrary element as Y. We have considered here that this Y belongs to the intersection of A complement and B complement. And again, from this set, we will try to reach to the set which was present on the left hand side, which is here A union B complement. Now, if you are saying that Y belongs to the intersection of these two sets, it means it will be present in both of these sets. So we have written the same thing here in the words. And here this and is important, that Y will be belonging in both A complement and B complement. And since we need A and B, so here from this A complement and B complement, we are trying to reach to set A and set B. So how we can reach from A complement to A? For that we have written here that if you're saying Y belongs to A complement, the same thing can be written that Y does not belongs to A. So this belongs to sign get converts to does not belongs to, and this A complement becomes A. And similarly here this and will be as it is, and this Y belongs to B complement will become Y does not belongs to B. And if we are saying now that Y is not present in A as well as Y is not present in B, then it is certain that it will not be present in the union of these two sets. So the same thing we have written, that Y does not belongs to the union of these two sets A and B. And now we are very much near to this set A union B complement. We are saying Y does not belong to A union B. It means it will be belonging in its complement. It means that Y will be belonging to A union B complement. So what we have done here, we have started with this. We have considered an arbitrary element in this A complement intersection B complement. And with this analysis here, we have shown that this Y belongs to A union B complement. And from these two, we can conclude that this A complement intersection B complement, it is a subset of A union B complement, and we have named this as equation 2. So this was our strategy about which we have discussed, we have talked that for proving two sets equal, we will be showing that this is subset of A is subset of B, and once we will be showing that B is subset of A, and from these two, we will be concluding that the two sets are equal. And the same thing we have done in equation 1 and equation 2. If we check for the equation 1, then in equation 1 we have shown this, and in equation 2 we have shown this, and from 1 and 2, if we combine these two results, we will be able to show that these two sets are equal. So in this way, we can prove these laws of algebra of sets. There is second form also for the De Morgan's law. This can also be proved in the same manner. So do the proof of this one in the similar manner, and do the proof of other laws which we have discussed: commutative, associative, distributive, involution, and then we have identity laws, then we have idempotent laws. So all these laws, they can be proved with the help of this approach. So that's all. Thank you. Have a nice day.